Hello, and welcome once again to another episode of Third Action. I'm your lovely host, Jason, and these are the same three bony skeleton demons that were here last week. Devils? Demons or devils? Take your pick. In the bottom left, we've got Asher Ford, Human Ranger, played by Char. I think you're muted. And I haven't muted you this time.
No, it's your mic is not down. It's trying to gesture.
It wasn't my fault this time.
Your mic, awesome greeting.
No, it's just a secret still.
In the bottom middle, we have Greshy, Ironroot, Dwarven Druid, played by Will. Played by.
I'm actually here and you can hear me, unfortunately.
And in the bottom right, we have Gunn Shough, Human Champion of Erastil, played by Adam.
Yeah, the entire gang is here. Turns out.
Yes.
Excellent.
Hope you all had a lovely day. I don't know. Let's get started.
Sure.
The party is now level 17. And yeah, what happened last time? So last time on Third Action, our group of intrepid adventurers managed to defeat the evil devil assassin known as Gamigan and his minions. And on completing that task, you collected his Sahedron ring and fled back to the Hidden Beast's lair, where you were going to, while you catch your breath, you level up, and I think basically it's up to you guys to decide what you want to do now. So, very fast recap. What would you guys like to do? Actually, first, I guess, chat wants to know what you got for your beautiful level 17 upgrades. So, unless you're keeping it a secret for
super exciting stuff
reasons, feel free to share with the class. I guess we can go in inverse intro order. We'll start with Gunn.
The big thing for champion at 17 is that's where you become a legendary armor user.
Oh,
So
nice.
that's a big off to AC. Other than that, I picked up bounce back with the ancestry feat, and raised up intimidation to legendary as well.
Cool.
So at next level we can go pick up scare to death, which is ridiculously fun.
Almost time to kill people with a glance. All right, Greshy, anything cool for you in Phelan?
Nothing too exciting. 2 9th level spell slots, which is great, but we'll have to take some time to actually prep them, so that because right now they're empty. I've also upped training to master in Arcana, so Greshy will now have a better idea of the kinds of spells being cast, which is useful as he's also picked up Recognize Spell through a feat chain, and is now able to use a reaction to hopefully figure out what's going on when people are casting things at them.
Okay. Hopeful now that you're fighting a lot more casters. Cool. Asher, did you get anything spicy?
I feel like I didn't get much for 17, but the things I got were, I also took bounce back. I decided that was better for me with my ancestry feats, and I got, where did it go? There you are, Masterful Hunter, which does a bunch of things that I don't remember off the top of my head, but the biggest thing it does is it gives me more precision damage. And
Cool.
the second time I hit my prey, I get precision damage.
Oh, right.
So
Yeah,
if you hit twice in a
you get
round,
an
now
extra
you get
dice the
damage.
first time, and then the second time you get what your original precision damage was. Which is pretty cool.
Well, you don't get an extra dice the first time until level 19.
Oh, sorry. It just
But,
goes up. I see.
You do get an extra one for the second time. You get 1d8.
Right. I mix up the levels.
So,
And
very
bounce
nice.
back for the audience is a free action once per day to when you lose the dying condition, you also don't increase your wounded condition, so you can pop back up and not fall down as hard once per day. So that's nice. Good for avoiding death as it slowly closes in on you all. Okay, so you've returned to the Hidden Beast lair with everything as you found it. There's only a single spared here, who's just kind of looking after your stuff rather, and just keeping watch for you while you're away. They tell you that there's been nothing to report in the hour or so that you've been gone. It's about 2:41 in the afternoon at this point. So I cede the floor.
Tell them what we did. We should tell the story to them real quick about how the Ice Devil has now been defeated.
She listens in awe, delighted that you've deigned to tell her tales of your travels, or of your exploits, and after you're done speaking to her,
them on the surface now.
She misses that part entirely and is more concerned with being able to tell this to her friends once she's off watch duty.
Oh well.
You have fans.
So, the overall plan for the rest of our next objective is to deal with the dragon, one way or another. Now, because there was a bit of a quandary last time we fought a dragon, I do want to kind of like ask Asher what his thoughts are. If we tell the dragon to go away and it doesn't want to go away, we might have to kill it.
That's fine. That's what we've been doing to everything else so far. Well, I guess we haven't asked. We didn't ask the other guy to go away, but I don't think he would have gone away.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like that wasn't on the table with Gamigan.
I'm noticing a lot of the things we're dealing with are not quite so willing to run away from us.
Yeah.
But I mean, do you think a dragon's going to be willing to talk?
What would we know about this particular dragon and this particular type of dragon?
Greshy would definitely like to think very hard about, I assume, blue dragons and what they're like, what they might be into, and most specifically, what kinds of things are going to be strong and weak against them.
Okay. Sure. Give me an Arcana check.
All right, let's find that button.
That's Arcana, not nature.
Dragons are mystical creatures. They are arcane in nature. Yeah.
So I couldn't just befriend animal.
Not quite. No. They are intelligent magical creatures that are not. They're like a cut above regular beasts.
I'm going to use my my robes of inspiration to roll that again.
Okay, you got a natural 9 for a 39 total.
39, which is all right. And that again, and this one actually. Worse, much worse. This time it's 32.
Okay, and robe of inspiration.
But I do. It is a fortune, so I do take the better. So 39.
That's not true always, right?
No, fortune effects, you take the better. Otherwise, it's not a fortune effect. You just get to re-roll.
Fortune effects alter how you roll the dice.
Oh, just in general? All right.
Yeah. What's the thing? It's a.
Well, it's what it says in the robes of inspiration, which is based on some other thing of inspiration. But on this check, you roll twice and take the higher result, is what it says in the text.
Yeah, that's the important part, though. We need to know.
Mm-hmm.
So while I've adjusted hero points to let you take the better, not everything that's a fortune effect gives you the better. Sometimes you see the result and just get a second chance to try again.
That's fair.
Okay, so you're taking the 39 in this case.
Mm-hmm.
So you try to think of what you know about blue dragons. Let's see. So you know, as most chromatic dragons tend to be, blue dragons lean towards the selfish side of the good versus evil spectrum. They tend to be, many chromatic dragons have a culture that cares very little for lesser beings such as humans and humanoids. Blue dragons specifically have a proclivity towards, I mean, all dragons to some extent have a proclivity towards greed, but blue dragons in particular tend to be fairly like organized, conniving. They tend to be very what's the word? Just meticulous. They're known for, they like to, I guess, enslave, enslave, sure. They like to enforce taxes on their subordinates. They like a constant influx of money. They're some of the most intelligent of the chromatic dragons. And sorry, what was that? That was a 39. You would know that their primary thing is electricity, so they're definitely immune to electricity.
That's kind of annoying, but that's all right.
Which, if you think back to when you saw this one on entering the town, it had built up an entire thunderstorm around it, so this one is probably a particularly powerful one.
Right.
You can attempt more checks. That was just a regular success. You can
have a
keep thinking
couple
about
of
it.
thoughts. First is, don't be too surprised if this is where Longtooth's horde, Razorhorn's horde ended up after it was recaptured while we were in the Rune Forge. I would guess that probably Lucretia, who is the one we think blew up the chamber, if I remember right,
Snas Prince or something,
snatched it up and came and gave it to the dragon as part of payment for his services. And second, what do we do if the dragon says, "Sure, I'll peace out, I'll leave, just let me pack up all of my hoard and take it with me"? We good? We let him go? We say leave some part of it.
What part would he leave?
And I feel like you're pushing luck quite hard
No,
there to say.
I agree.
Yeah.
Cash for. I'm asking you guys what your opinion is.
I'm like, there's nothing we can offer him, in my opinion, other than like, if we get to kill Karzug, he gets all of the gold and everything that he's amassed just for him. He doesn't have to divvy it up with anyone. I don't know if that's what he's doing.
Well,
No,
really, it's more that he's risking his life over the possibility of us dying here, or if we do succeed, we'll kill him and everything else, and he won't have any chance to amass gold. So either he has to succeed where everyone else so far has failed, which is possible but unlikely. I don't know if you've probably got better ways of explaining something like that, Gunn, but that's my thinking on it. Is it's in his own best interest to leave and go find some other place to be rich at. So he can take his gold with him and be rich elsewhere. Just not
Alright.
here, not in line with Karzu.
And we will figure out something else to get the materials we need if we want to do any more crafting.
All right. So, are we hanging out here? Because I need to bandage a bit. I'm looking a bit rough. I don't know how you all are. Asher could use a bit touching up, but I mostly need it.
If we did want to try and out-dragon the dragon, we could say something like, leave Razorhorn's horde behind because that's actually ours. We killed him. No, we didn't kill him. We chased him off. So that won't work. Okay, never mind.
Wait, why would he have Razorhorn's horde?
I think Lucretia took it and gave it to him. Probably.
Oh yeah.
I
guess he
really
has that
feel like
little
we're
thing.
pushing too much.
Yeah.
As much as I want to
Don't
be able
leave
to craft
anything.
things, don't get me wrong, Gunn. It would make things a lot easier if we had more things, but I don't want to be pushing our luck if we get him to leave at all.
Reasonable. Okay, we'll offer him the chance to leave, take all of his stuff with him, but just don't come back. Stay off the mountain.
We could perhaps, if we wanted bargaining, you'll again know better than I. We could try saying something like, "Leave, or you have to leave, and you can only take what you can carry with you now." And maybe he counter offers or something, and we say, "Well, fine, then you can take your things. Just get out." I don't know if that's better or not.
Well, we start with a low ball.
Something
And then
like
we work
that.
up.
I mean, not trying to insult or anything,
Yeah.
but haggling.
Yeah.
No, I'm leaning towards
Might be
just
up to
leave
haggling.
whatever you can take with you today. If you can take all of it, that's fine. If you can't, I still don't want to. If I see you coming back, I'll assume that you're here to fight. Maybe in another year you can come back and pick and see what's left. But
That's fair, actually. They're pretty long-lived, these dragons, so
Yep.
years basically nothing. All right. So again, are we okay for me to stay here and bandage myself a wee bit, or do we need to keep going?
I don't think we're gonna rush over there.
Oh, good.
We have to
We
even
should
figure out a
definitely-
piece there because his schedule
We should
is a little
definitely
erratic.
take a short rest. And yeah, the question of what time we would try to investigate the dragon's lair, which we think we've located, but we did hear when he goes out on patrols, right?
Yeah, so in the morning, he surveys the town around
Mhm.
7 a.m. And the day he patrols the road in the south and I don't know what I wrote down here, but and the north too, it looks like. So I assume he comes back at night, but I also wrote down he has an erratic schedule.
What's the best time to confront a dragon when you're trying to be friendly? Do you just go up in the evening and ask him if you can speak over supper or something?
Maybe we should bring an offering.
I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I get what you're saying, though. It seems like it's protocol to bring something, but
I think that might undermine our intimidation factor a little bit. It depends which route we're going for.
Oh.
Are we going for
Ash is always
great
polite.
and powerful draw effects? Go
Well,
do your thing?
no.
Or are we
see,
going
here's the
for,
problem. I thought we were going to do both, but see,
Alright, if
Gunn's
we're
right. I'm probably
intimidating-
wrong about this. I don't know how to be proper and such.
Because Ash is like, oh, we'll make friends. And then it's like, oh, wait, no, we're not trying to make friends. Okay. My bad.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
suppose we
I
could-
suppose.
I suppose we could give him something like a token of esteem, but not. It can't be like tribute. It can't be big enough
Yeah.
that he would think it's tribute.
I do think like just the mere fact of like offering him basically like once Karzu's gone, you can come back and just take whatever you want. No one's gonna stop you. Like that's a pretty big offering on its own, I think. It's like a dragon.
Yeah.
Especially since I imagine Karzug is hoarding a certain amount of wealth on his own someplace.
Well, he's got that whole gold road that's still intact.
Mm.
Well, even beyond that, that's something that they might have to work and get picked out and such. I'm just imagining Karzug's got his own stash someplace that could be easily raided once we've gone. Because I'm not needing the money too much.
When it comes to getting in the door, though, and saying like, "Hey, please talk to us before we," or like, we're here to negotiate. What is a gift that says we're here to negotiate as equals and not?
Torger in the chat says you got to bring a bottle of wine.
Dragon-sized bottle of wine,
A lot of wine.
We like wheel it down.
dragon snacks.
I think
Did
we're
I-
dragon snacks.
Did my infinite... I don't know if I ever bought that. Oh, nope, there it is. I did get a bottomless stein. So
Okay.
technically we could just have it fill it with wine and just pour it in forever.
And we have casks. So we set up the bottomless stein to pour into the cask for a while we get ready.
Oh, unfortunately, we
cask.
can't store it. It just kind of disappears if it's not just poured directly into a mouth.
Okay.
Which is not. It's fun. It's a fun party trick to kind of splash it to people and nothing happens.
Hmm.
But not the point.
Mhm.
We could offer it as a. I mean, we could offer that or some sort of trinket. Regardless, I'm going to start getting out my supplies and medicine, and I'm just going to start spending the 10 minutes to manage myself and failing up, and Asher if he wants to be nearby. And I think
Yeah.
Gunn was good. And
That's
was Rock good?
Yeah, we're both fine.
I can touch up Rock if Rock wants to hang out around too. I can get all four of us.
No, we're all. Oh, he should be actually totally fine. That 10 is from him.
Oh, he's just okay. Then great. Then just the three of us all take a focus on, and we'll do what? Third level?
every
Not third level.
every time you take 10 minutes to do a medicine check, Gunn can also throw in an extra lay on hands.
That'll actually be useful if you want to hit Greshy. I think is going to need that the most. So, what his master level is?
Master
30.
is DC 30.
Yeah, and then we'll do master level medicine.
All right.
Why does that keep rolling self? Reveal to everyone. There we go. That's why.
It's 32. That is a success. So 2d8 plus 30.
So not great, but it will do.
Oops. How do we?
But that'll be 43 hit points back for everybody. Plus, it looks like Gunn is going to give us a hand here too.
Yeah, I was trying to. Oh, there we go. Healing. Oops. That's not. Oh, maybe that is right if that filled you up.
No, he's
No, I
healing
just hasn't
himself.
rolled the healing. So if
Oh,
I
I see.
roll the healing here, that
I pushed the button that says healing.
Oh, there it
that's
is.
where we go.
Yeah, that'll actually roll.
All right,
That's what I
So,
wanted to do.
and then I can
yeah,
press
54
this button.
points.
And I'm almost
There you
full,
go.
so I think we're good there. So Asher, if you want to heal for 43 hit points,
43?
or up to your max or whatever.
40.
We're looking pretty solid now. All right. So spend some time thinking about the dragon. Go ahead.
I'm also just saying that I'm putting another healing potion in my gloves of storing, just so
Mm.
I can't be
Sounds
called
good.
out later that it's not there.
Thank you.
And you know what? I think I'll go ahead and empty out that spell that's in my spell storing rune. The
That's
Shocking
fair.
Grasp, and recharge it with a Divine Lance.
Okay.
Mm. I am looking at a lot of my spells going on.
You
Let-
kind of tap the sword
You can
against the
harmlessly
ground and discharge the
discharge.
electricity.
Aye.
And then fill it with a new casting of Divine Lance. Your cantrip. prudently believing the electricity-based dragon to be immune to electricity.
Strange how that works. I do have Produce Flame at least prepared today. And Phelan, though Phelan has electricity, I think, on his fangs. Oh well. I'm feeling a bit better. Everyone good to go?
Mm-hmm.
So, I seem okay.
Well, let's go
So
check out the dragon's lair? Or do we... I assume we're going now.
Oh, also at some
Yep.
point in the future,
Hmm.
I would like to put on our calendar of events to go to the armory, which I think is by Kraknaratha.
Yes.
Look for things. Just in the future, a calendar update for us all.
Is that on the way, perchance?
No,
No.
the opposite direction.
Then
It's
never
very
mind.
south.
All right.
Ragnaratha is the fortress at the
Oh.
entrance of town.
Gotcha. I
There
know.
we go. All right.
At some point before more future battles, because I will eventually run out of arrows, and that will become an issue.
I can make some, if need be, quickly, though they won't be great.
I don't need them right now,
Okay.
but I'm planning for the future.
If given some time, I could make some proper arrows. It wouldn't take me super long, but I could also just whip you something up real quick in about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Just to use for an hour or so. They work.
Good in a pinch.
Aye. They're arrows, technically. They fly, mostly. Anywho, we are going to find one of the Spard and ask if we can get led towards where you believe Glorfaex's lair is at,
Perfect.
in the
Yeah.
very far northwest.
Okay, so you ask for
Oh.
assistance to get to the northwestern portion of town, and yeah, the Spared who's there with you will go off to find another Spared. You get like a chain of Spared that will take you all the way up there. So let's see. So you're going. It's like 13,000 feet, and then another 5,000-ish.
56.
3.5 miles.
Alright, 3.5 miles.
Underground.
How
It's a good hike.
reasonably can
I'd
somebody
call it good
walk
2
in?
hours.
Sure. I'll
Well, I
call
mean,
it
I
2 hours.
do that in an hour easy, but I'm also assuming we're going underground, and that's going to be some weaving and bopping
Yeah.
about. So
Mm-hmm.
2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, we'll call it 2 hours just for ease. So yeah, you guys just follow the Spared through the tunnels. That was not moving, that was rulering. You take your usual strange winding paths. The Spared obviously knowing the place much, much, much better than you. And it is not long before you... I mean, it is long. It's 2 hours of walking. You guys all have Endure Elements on. Is that correct? I believe
Aye.
that's correct.
Endure elements and cold weather gear. The pets do not. So Phelan, I don't know if you've got rock stored somehow, but Phelan would be in pocket. So whether you think that counts or not for being affected.
You would still be affected, but I
I'll
think
use my
we said
second pet cache for the day.
Okay, so Rock is in pet cache. Let's see. Endure Elements gives you a reduction from... I really need to...
So it's not doesn't affect Phelan. That's why I was asking. Because he's
so I'm just
in
double-checking.
but he's
So
in the
These were third level Endure Elements?
these were second
So-
level. But so severe cold specifically. but we are also all wearing cold weather clothing, so if it's extreme, it should be reduced to severe at that
right,
point.
Extreme becomes severe, and then severe is reduced to nothing. Okay. The pets have effectively cold weather clothing on, is what I'd consider it. So they still have to deal with a bit of weather. Get my weather table back. Where was my weather table?
So much cold damage.
I meant to print it out last time, and I failed to do so. Give me just a moment to environment. There we go. Okay. So this would be extreme cold, reduced to severe. Okay. Minor cold every hour. This is 2 hours of travel. So I need 2 fortitude saves, please, from Phelan.
All right. The first one is terrible because that's just the way it's going tonight at a 33. The second one's reasonable at a 45.
Okay.
Much better than reasonable.
And we're calling this this has been a 16th level challenge, so default is about 35. Okay. So that was a 33 and a 45, so the first one's a failure. Where is my damage? There's my damage. Minor is just that, so it's probably not even be affected by it. Let's see. 10 points of cold damage.
It's reduced to 5, so he only takes 5 points.
Okay.
Poor boy.
So he's chilly. You guys are also
Very
a little
cold.
bit winded.
Very cold, even for him.
The high altitude, you're still not quite used to it. So you do have to kind of stop and breathe once you've gotten to the end of your journey. So it'll just take a few minutes to catch your breaths. But yeah, once you're done, the spared leads you over to a what seems to be a stone ladder at the end of a tunnel.
This should lead up to the street,
He says.
just move that round stone thing.
And he points up, and those of you with you've got light and dark vision, but you can see basically a manhole cover up above.
This is the closest I can get you to the building you were talking about, I think.
All right. Well, thank you, I suppose. Who wants to climb first? Asher, would you actually mind? Can you poke your head up and take a look and see if there's anybody right
I
around?
will perceive. Climb up and perceive.
Just because you're very clear-eyed and also quiet.
Normally. Let's find out if that's true today.
With Assurance Athletics, the climb up the ladder is fairly easy for you. So just make your way up. And then you'll need to move the stone covering out of the way, but it should also be fairly easy. Go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Oh wait, that's acrobatics. Excuse me. Alright. 42.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
so good at moving this rock.
Yeah, that is a critical success. It is pretty easy for you to, with one hand, while holding onto the stone ladder, shift the weight of this stone disc and get enough room that you can pull your body up and out onto the snowy street. As you do lift off the cover, light streams down into the tunnel, and snow immediately starts. There's like a little, since there's snow on top of this manhole. a pile of snow like comes tumbling down onto you and clumps down onto the floor down below. But it's just a mild little chill, burst of cold and wetness. But you're able to peek out into the street. You are at an intersection. It's a four-way intersection on a large sloped thoroughfare. There's kind of one larger street, and that's kind of a ramp leading up to the big building that you saw the dragon land on, and two smaller streets that go off to either side of you that seem to lead to smaller buildings that were perhaps part of the same complex. The building that you believe to be the dragon's lair is a massive stone structure. It's very rectangular. It's very stark. It doesn't have a lot of adornment to it, and in fact, a good portion of it looks like it's caved in. The walls don't look stable. And there's an outer wall about 15 feet in height that kind of surrounds this kind of big main central building. The building itself is about... so let me give you an estimate of that. How big is this building? That's not the ruler, is it? Ruler. We call that... yeah, about like 500, 600 feet across, is your guess. And
kind of big.
Tallness, it's like 40 feet tall. So fairly large, rectangular building. You don't see anyone out in the street. It seems fairly empty. Just snow falling all around you.
So we were thinking that the dragon went into the building. For some reason before I thought he went behind the building into this cliff face.
Went like on top and then disappeared. So it wasn't clear if he like went behind it or had some kind of hole into it.
We could also...
yeah, you saw it from downhill. So you couldn't quite tell whether or not he entered the building or went behind it or something. Yeah. You couldn't really see he landed on or near this roof.
Should we try entering the ground floor, or should we try flying up to the roof?
Could try the ground floor. Is there any text on this building? Does this building say like bank on it in Thessalonian somewhere?
Give me a perception check.
Another 42. 13.
Okay. Your eagle eyes spot very, very faded on the side of the building, weathered from time. It reads Zinshalast Central Bank and Tax Collection.
Oh. Look at that. It's the bank.
Okay, I guess it is here then.
It's on the outer wall, and it's like extremely faded from just like years and years of weathering. So you're like just barely able to make it out.
Good insight.
Well, you're kind of still on top of the ladder, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Asher's just been calling down to you guys below.
The bank is up here.
All right.
Huge.
Yes, that's the place then.
Coast clear?
Yeah. Do I see anyone else around? Does it
No.
look safe?
The streets are barren, and in fact,
Wow.
the snow is pristine.
Wow. Yeah, it doesn't look like anyone's come here. Or is currently here, other than maybe a dragon. Let's go. Asher will like slowly climb out up onto the snow.
I guess I'll follow behind then if Gunn's not going to move and climb up, and hopefully
I'll bring up the rear.
if I don't see anyone, I'll just try and creep out behind Asher. We heading towards the bank around the side.
Okay. Well, give me an athletics check if you're climbing.
Oh, I actually climbing the thing. You don't think I can just do that willy-nilly?
You don't have athletics.
What are you talking about? I'm super strong. I've got a 24. Very strong. Just incredibly strong.
Greshy.
Spent a lot of time working out recently, just pumping those weights, you know.
So yeah, you make to just like you're gonna easily climb this stone ladder, and you get like two like footholds up before realizing that the actual stone so the stone ladder is kind of embedded into the wall, and the rungs are all they're actually kind of thin and require you to like I don't know, claw grip each rung a bit more than you thought you would. And you're also just feeling really lightheaded. You're still drained from before, and all the blood just comes just exits your brain, and you get chills, and you failed that check, so you're just kind of stuck there on the second rung for a moment. You can try again.
All right. Give me a moment here. I'm sure it's fine. Nothing bad's gonna happen. It's all right. That is better. That's a 39 this time. I was really
39.
trying to tempt fate there, but didn't want to cooperate.
All right. Recompositing yourself, you take a moment to breathe and then continue to climb your way up to the top. You reach the top behind Asher, pull yourself up, and kind of roll into the snow, breathing heavily, but you're there.
All right.
This
I'll follow
altitude,
Asher
man.
then. It's a lot.
Go.
I'll climb up last.
Okay.
The rear.
You should be able to do this easily. Yeah.
39.
Natural 10 for a 39. You fairly easily follow up the rear, climbing your way up to the top. Alright. The three of you now stand in an empty, snowy street, a manhole cover beside you. A large stone wall, which has an entry gate in front of it. The gate itself is cracked ever so slightly. It's a large gate, though, so it's wide enough that someone could slip in.
Let's go take a look then. I'm trying to sneak across through the
Yeah.
wide open street, I suppose.
Well, remember also we should try to hide if we want to hide our presence from the dragon, the fact that we've arrived, we're going to need to cross this snow without disturbing it.
One of the things then I will do as we start to go is I will cast I will start to cast a spell that, as it ripples out from Greshy, glows green as it envelops the three of us, and then actually fades to a white that blends with the snow around us as we all start to take on a form of the actual background behind us. It actually makes us look a little bit more camouflaged.
Will that prevent us from leaving a trail, though?
It will not prevent us from leaving a trail, but we should be a little bit harder to spot. And we can take our time a bit more if we're not easily spotted to cover our tracks.
Okay. Can Asher cover our tracks?
I know I can cover my own. I have a thing that lets me do that. I forget. Oh, trackless step.
Okay.
With your natural trains, you're difficult to track. You always gain the benefit of covered tracks action in such trains without moving half your speed. So we can just cover our tracks at half our speed. I just don't have to half my speed.
Yeah, I mean, I would allow Asher to use his action to cover the tracks of the other two of you.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, I can do
Okay.
that.
Mostly
Sorry,
this is
when I
just
say
so
action,
if
use
we
his
go a little,
exploration activity.
if we're going a bit slower because of this, then we're not as easily going to be seen.
Good idea.
So
And as we established earlier, you can also use the robe of energy robe of cold to cast water walk for today and walk on top of the snow. So that means Gunn can move for 1 minute, can move freely without disturbing
being
the
quite so
snow.
sunk down. Well, let's try and get to move on then, if that's easier for you. Do that.
For the time being, if Asher's okay covering our tracks, let's do that first.
Yeah. I'll cover them up.
I'll save this just to...
It's a good backup if we need to start running.
Okay. Yeah, makes anybody trying to track you have to use your survival DC as their perception check. And what is your survival DC, Asher?
Asher's a ghost, I think.
My survival DC.
Add D10 plus your
27.
modifier.
37.
That's not bad.
Beat
Okay.
that.
I can't.
Someone might.
No.
Okay. So Asher is going to cover your tracks. Everyone else is just sneaking under the guise of chameleon cloak or chameleon coat. And this gives you guys a +3 to stealth. Okay. All right.
As if somebody gets a critical failure, it would change it to only a failure as well, since it is upcast to 6th in this
so we
case.
should roll active stealth checks then.
I believe technically they're secret rolls, but I'm letting Jason know in that case.
Well, because you can do the passive stealth too.
Yeah, in this case, there's no immediate direct observers that you know of, so I'm gonna make it if somebody happens to be coming by, they'll have to do an active perception check to notice it. Okay. Cool. So, Asher, you immediately get to starting to cover up the party's tracks. Do you put the manhole cover back in position, or do you leave it there but just cover up smooth out the snow behind you?
I cover the manhole again.
Okay. So you slide the manhole.
I'm too afraid of someone finding that.
Okay. You slide the manhole cover back into position, quickly smooth the snow back out over on top of it, hopefully leaving it as undisturbed looking as possible. And then as the other two start to sneak, you sneak along behind, trying to cover up the tracks. And you guys make your way up to and through the entry gate to the bank. And find yourselves in a small courtyard, or a large courtyard, I suppose. Let me see if I can move you guys over to this map. This is gonna work. I think it'll work. Let's see. Nope. Sorry, rock is hidden. Okay. I'll make people small and stuff in a sec, but activate.
No worries.
Activate now. Okay. So you guys have just made your way through a large gate and find yourselves in the courtyard of a large bank facility. The courtyard is fairly filled with bits of debris and rubble, some of it clearly coming from the outside walls, some of it coming from the building itself in various places. Up ahead, to your right, you can see what looks like the main entry door to the bank. You do not see anything in the form of windows, though you do see quite a number of partial collapses that are visible from here. What do you guys do?
Let's move together and
Yeah, I would say Asher needs to be in the back
Careful.
since he is covering tracks. I'm gonna hide Phelan, just assuming that he's small and in a pocket.
No, that's fine.
Move as you
Just
wish.
fine with me. So I guess kind of this direction.
Sure. You guys head sneak your way towards the doors.
So that was 2 actions, I guess, for Greshy to move that far, and then a 3rd action for him to get there.
about right.
I don't know if we're
Yeah,
getting
you don't
actions
have to
or not,
move
but just-
in. You don't have to move in actions. You can just move as far as you want, really.
Well, then I'm just gonna go to the door. We're going to the door.
Uh,
So you guys sneak your way up to the door. Asher doing his little leg sweeps behind you. The the doors are made of some kind of heavy metal, and they have these metal bars, but they don't look like they open out. It looks like the doors kind of slide on tracks to either side. And in the center, there's 2 pole handles that are bound in chain and sealed with a single hanging lock.
Right. Well, how strong sturdy does this lock look? Is it something I can try to pick real quick, or?
It looks pretty. It's heavy and rusted. It looks like something you could try
very
to pick,
ancient.
but it looks like it's been here for a very long time.
Does it look like it's magical or enchanted, or trapped for that matter in any particular way? So just pick
Perception?
it up.
Hidden secret perception check.
Hidden secret perception check. So that's, I think, this one.
Hidden secret invisible perception check.
Super secret to everyone.
You glance over the lock. It appears to be fairly mundane. It's a very well made lock. It is a bit rusted and corroded, but despite its probable age, it seems to be in fairly good condition.
Surprising. All right. I'm going to go ahead and whip out my skeleton key and get to work.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to pick this thing.
All right. Give me a thievery check.
Let's if I find the button appropriate. Mm-hmm. 32 on that roll. Yes.
32 is a failure. So you get to work, your hands shivering a little. Actually, Endure Elements is kind of keeping you warm, but you haven't been picking a lot of locks lately, so you just feel a little bit rusty. That's just a regular failure, not a crit failure, so you can try again.
All right, then we will try again. It's thievery again. It's a bit better. A 43 this time.
43. That is 1 tumbler. So as you're feeling around in here, you can tell that there are 6 tumblers in this lock. It is a superior lock. But you've got 1 done.
Boy.
So go again.
Well, we'll do that again. Sure. 38 on this one.
That is a failure. You can try again.
That's concerning. And a 37 this time.
7, another failure. You're getting a little bit sweaty.
These are good.
But the sweat drops are freezing as soon as they're forming. Keep going.
Sure. Just a moment. Okay, well that's nice. 47 on a natural 20.
47, I believe that gets you 2. I think that's too a lot. Okay. Next.
There we
Yeah, three pins remaining. There we go. 46.
All right.
That is a success.
So 46 on that one. Great. And
two pins remaining.
this whole time I've not actually been getting the bonus for my skeleton key, so let's actually get that in here.
That
47 on this one.
38 or 37 into a...
Well, he forgot
I haven't
to
been
use the
using it,
skeleton key, so...
He said he was using it, but he forgot
Did
to
he?
turn it on in the...
No,
Oh, he
I did.
used
I
it?
was trying to find the bonus to get it set up this whole time while we were rolling. So Greshy remembers halfway through that he actually did repair it, so he can use it. So he pulls it out and starts getting better results at that point.
You totally did specifically say that, though. You said, I'm going to get out my skeleton keys.
Well, he
So I got the
out
47 on the
wrong
last one.
47 is a success. It's another...
All right.
So I think 2 more
he rolled
left.
them and didn't add the bonus.
Get out my
I'm not tracking your
skeleton
nonsense.
key
Yeah,
and then fix the wrong key.
Fair enough.
Just trying. It's like, why is this working
35,
so well?
that's a
Oh,
failure.
it's not the right keychain.
That's a crit failure, so that's good
Time
still.
is passing. Snow continues to fall.
41.
And a 41, finally. After a good few minutes of effort, about 5
Fumbling
minutes
around.
pass as you're fumbling around with the keys. And eventually, you get the door unlocked. Or the lock unlocks, and you remove it, and the chain kind of slumps off to the side. And you can now freely open the doors if you wish.
We ready to?
Yeah, it's cold out here.
Greshy pushes the doors open.
Okay. You slide the doors open, and they extend. They go into the walls on either side of you.
Oh,
And you are greeted with a ruined kind of waiting room. There's around the kind of outsides of the walls. There's what look like old seating areas. The stone seating spaces are still somewhat intact, but all of the wooden ones have long since decayed and fallen apart. There's rubble from the roof has fallen all over the ground, but the in the ceiling, of what remains of the ceiling, actually the ceiling is fairly intact in here, aside from there's like some chunks out of it that have fallen in, but you still can't see the sky from here. But there are these long strips of gemstones in the roof that are giving off a permanent glow, but they like flicker every once in a while. They're long white gemstones. And you can see up ahead to your left what looks like a set of very similar looking doors, but these do not have any kind of lock or locking mechanism on them.
I'm gonna keep an eye out for any sort of obvious traps or not obvious traps as we're moving forward.
Okay. Anyone else doing anything special exploration-wise as you enter the building?
As we pass through here, and can we shut the doors behind us And is there anything we can do to hide that we've unchained them?
Short of
No.
accidentally chain ourselves back in.
Yeah, it'd be
Don't have any-
pretty hard to. If you had some way to put the chains back on from the outside, yes.
From the inside, rather?
Yeah, from the inside. I don't know how you would do that, but if you did have a way, I would allow it.
Yeah.
You'd need like an unseen servant, perhaps, if you knew that spell. It's a good use of it.
We could have Rock do it and then have him fly elsewhere to wait for us.
That seems like a lot. Let's get inside.
I think nobody's really traveled here. I feel like we're okay.
Just worried that the dragon comes back in and checks his security. Finds
I mean-
Like, he seemed to come in from the top. I don't know.
The whole point
maybe-
was we
maybe-
were not trying to surprise him, right? We were just trying
Yeah,
to
I
talk
suppose
to him.
that's true. Well,
Well,
depends what we
you-
find.
You all get into the building, and Asher and Gunn slide the stone sliding doors back closed behind you.
Ominously.
He comes home and we're just sitting there and it's like, Glorifex, we need to talk.
Where have you been?
We're having an intervention. We
Yes.
really need to discuss this concern we have about your gold addiction.
We've been waiting here all night.
Gotta love random dice. It's always reassuring.
We're supposed to be back by 7 p.m.
So can
Asher,
I?
As you pass the threshold, Asher, you feel just like the slightest tingle, like a little bit of goosebumps.
Ooh. Am I cold or am I having a dragon sense?
Asher's dragon sense tingling.
No, it's probably just the cold.
It is probably just the cold.
Well,
is there a way
you
for
don't
me
have
to
a you don't have a dragon sense, so it's not that. But you did
No,
get
I
just
should
a,
have
a
a
slightest
dragon
tingle.
sense.
I was thinking Asher did have a dragon sense. I assumed that was
got
actually
one.
true.
Is it my secret dragon sense? Well, I was thinking of like hunting for the dragon.
Oh, using hunt prey on the dragon?
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
looking to see if there's any dragon.
That matches the description and
Sign.
the sign that you saw. The giant
Sure.
thing in the air.
Yeah, hunt prey just requires that you know what you're looking for. You know what you're looking for, so you can preemptively hunt it. And then you can do survival checks to try and track it. And I believe you get a bonus to tracking it if it's your hunted prey.
Let's click the button. 2 circumstance bonus +2 to perception checks when you seek your prey, +2 circumstance bonus to survival checks when you track your prey, nor the penalty for making range attacks. So this says, or you must be tracking the prey during exploration. Okay, that is what I'm doing. So yeah, it's a +2 circumstance bonus to survival checks when I track.
That's interesting wording. Yeah, you have to either see it or hear it or be tracking it.
I assume you find signs of it, know it's there, and then start tracking, and that counts as
Which
yeah.
in this case,
Okay.
Asher
prey.
knows it's here or has been here at least.
Yeah, I would allow it in this case. Yeah.
But I need to find
Um,
signs of it, I would say, first.
Yeah.
Which is what I was doing, looking for signs of
Yeah.
dragon.
Looking around in this room, it doesn't look like anything or anyone has been in this chamber for a very, very, very long time. You don't see anything that looks like the signs of even a person coming through, let alone a dragon.
Well, I'm sure there are plenty more rooms to explore. Like this one over here.
Yeah, you see there
Would you-
to your left there is another set of sliding doors.
I don't know if we're doing a formation or if you just want me to start.
I'm just being
tracking.
very careful as I'm slowly going through and just checking for traps.
You know, I'll go behind Greshy. That sounds great.
But very slowly. Fortunately, can't check for magic traps and check for regular traps at the same time. That's a bit too exhausting. So, hope they're not magic.
All right, you're just kind of walking
Ash is
along,
gonna
looking
take
around
his
for
bow
traps.
out too,
Ash
even though
has
he's not
got
gonna
the
do it
bow
like
out.
in a threatening way, but he's
Yeah,
got
he
it
just-
out. He's nervous.
Bow casual, as it were.
Casual bow, just like posing with it, like
Don't mind me. It's
it's fine.
just my
Yes.
bow.
Let
Stop the ready. So
And
bow
his,
right now.
his gun just hanging out in the back.
I'll stay with the others, but I'll kind of be looking around, watching our back.
Okay.
So,
Triad formation.
So somewhere over here then. Is there? Oh, you've entered.
Woo!
You're in the nether
No, no,
realms. How'd
so-
you get in there?
I think we moved you. I moved you at the same time as you did. I don't know.
yeah, I was gonna try and move right about there.
Okay. Okay.
This is a triangle attack formation.
Yeah. You meander towards the next door. Greshy, you don't notice anything that looks like a trap. You see
Okay.
along the walls there are some interesting looking rooms that look like they may have once been traps or probably part of some kind of magical security system, but they don't seem to be active in any way.
Okay. Can I ping detect magic real quick just to confirm that? There's nothing
Sure.
magic within 30 feet?
You ping detect magic. You get back. Obviously, this will be heightened to 4th level.
Aye.
This tells you. Let's see what it tells you.
Absolutely.
You can learn the
nothing.
school of the highest level effect. It's abjuration. Sure. You can also pinpoint the source of the highest level magic. This has since you don't know the exact location. Oh, I see. You're using your eyes, presumably. Okay. Yes, you can tell that the doors have some kind of abjuration magic on them. Fairly low-level abjuration magic.
Okay. So some possible spell on the door itself. I don't have a great way to deal with that, but there does seem to be something here. We could just try triggering it and see what happens, but
Touch the door. That's Asher's technique.
otherwise I could spend some time and try and examine and determine what kind of magic it is, but that would take me some time. Unless Gunn's got a quicker eye for that sort of thing.
I'll have a look, yeah.
Does your quick identify apply to all, or is it just for items?
I believe it applies to all.
I thought so.
Identify.
So if you could just take a look at the door, if you can figure out what it is, you do faster than I do usually.
Sure, let me see.
I'll step back and let him.
I roll religion, and I'm certain that this is on the religion list. Yes. A 30. It's alarm. The alarm spell is
Okay.
on this door.
That's a fairly easy one, yeah.
Oh.
So it will set off some kind of a... Well, tell you what. What if I tried throwing out a Dispel Magic on here? Using one of my second level slots. That works, right? That's what that's for?
You have repertoire casting, you can do that, hi.
Yep. Let's do
All right.
that.
Cast a spell of magic and you can roll a counteract. Yep.
Holy hell,
46 on the counteract check.
46.
Fuck, that's
That
a lot.
is a critical success. So if it's a 5th level spell or lower, which it is, you dispel it. So you channel some energy, divine energy through your palm, place a hand on the doors, and disable the alarm spell that is on them.
Now that in itself might be again detectable by
I
someone
do-
who comes back.
I believe the alarm spell is a primal spell as well, so I do know about it. I don't think it being if you can disable it, it doesn't go off. And you don't necessarily know that it's... I don't think it tells you that it's no longer active. It only tells you if something's triggered it.
Sure.
So...
But when the dragon comes back home,
Oh, sure.
again, he's going to notice that his alarm spell is no longer on at that point.
Right, but again, I don't know how much of a secret we're trying to be. Overall, it's just more I don't want to be surprised while we're trying to at least get inside and see what's up.
Yep.
And I mean, we're housebreaking. There's no way about it,
Mhm.
but we're trying to be kind about it, and hopefully, he'll understand the reason. Anywho,
I just had an idea. How long does it take Greshy to cast one of your create food and water spells? Do you have?
I have create food prepared. I don't think I have create water, but I've got the decanter.
Did you have Hero's Feast?
Oh, I do not have Hero's Feast.
Okay.
That is, I don't even think on.
Ah,
I think that's a divine list thing.
I believe so.
because the food from Create Food and Water is not exactly appetizing, if I recall.
I mean, it's not appetizing. You're right. It's
plain.
edible.
Not a great offering, peace offering, no.
No. Not to a dragon.
We prepared this gruel to share.
Well,
Sit and eat with us. Okay.
Oh, it's a ritual anyway, as it turns out, to do Hero's Feast.
Oh, okay.
oh, that's
Well,
actually good to know.
Alas.
In any case, let's enter.
You all stare
All right,
at the door.
I'll let you two strong people open the door. My good strong boys.
Well, it only really takes one, so if Gunn makes his way up to the door,
Ah, get in there.
pull it to either
It's like,
side.
do I have to help with the door?
You open
Oh,
the door to
This is very large.
reveal
Big thing.
a massive bank chamber. Up ahead, you can see snow has kind of fallen in through the holes in the roof. There is various little specks of light, as well as a much bigger central light where there's like a massive hole in the ceiling up ahead. But beyond this kind of big open space, there is a very long bank teller counter, complete with a thick pane of glass protecting the back area, which is clearly stacked high with safes. But otherwise, the chamber is empty, or seems empty.
Is it magic-proof glass?
The glass seems to be in
Glass
perfect
protect from
condition.
Magic?
Despite how
Perhaps it is.
damaged the rest of the structure is, that glass protective barrier seems to be completely intact. Not a scratch on it.
Start creeping our way across the chamber here.
Okay. You guys reluctantly
Approach the entrance, look around.
make your way
Very
into the central
delicately.
chamber. You can see scattered around are remnants of, those like the line separator poles, the metallic ones, with the, I don't know, what do you call these things? There's the things that you use to separate lines, and you like clip the little banner thing between them.
Oh, the rope lines?
Yeah, those.
The like temporary
Rope lanes is a
barriers.
good
Rope lanes, okay.
temporary.
With the
Yeah, you
bollards.
see remnants of these rope lanes kind of scattered all around. Many of them are buried underneath rubble, broken, battered. This is clearly a giant waiting space to get into the tellers. Those of you who are up far enough can see there are some doors. Well, none of you are far enough to see. But there are some doors to your left and right at ends of the hall. Stanchions, says you, Tosca. Thank you.
That sounds correct.
I would have not
does
guessed
sound
that
correct.
in a million years.
Yeah, I think of the things that annoy me at cons. Con line separators.
Everyone keep an eye out for traps, but I'm actually going to do detect magic pings actually as we're going through here.
Does the class go from floor to ceiling?
Or
Countertop to ceiling?
There's the countertop. Yeah, it goes. The glass is only like maybe 5 feet high, and goes from countertop to like another stone barrier that sits above it and then rises to the actual height of the entire chamber.
Okay.
But this room has a very high ceiling. Otherwise, the ceiling in here is a good 60 feet, and there's a massive hole in the center. Asher, you were trying to track the dragon.
Yes.
You see signs of the dragon all over the place.
Great!
Can you hunt
Okay.
Prey the dragon now?
There is so much dragon.
Yes, you could very obviously hunt prey the dragon now. You spot all over this chamber there are stone, big pieces of rubble that have clear claw marks in them. Yeah, there's very obvious signs that the dragon has been here a lot.
Is there, in the ceiling, is there like any kind of hole that it could come in? I feel like it's not coming through these little doors.
Yeah, there's a big hole in the center. Here, am I able to use the drawing tool to draw a circle? Yeah, there's like a big hole kind of at the center of the room, and a couple of smaller holes all scattered around in the ceiling. The ceiling is pretty badly damaged here.
It's not
Does
very
it just
sturdy.
go outside?
Yes,
There's like light
leads.
coming in. Okay.
Yeah, there's light coming in. In addition to the thin crystals that are lighting up the room from both the ceiling and from kind of these lines kind of trim the walls as well. So you're getting kind of a surrounding of daylight basically. It's actually brighter in here than it is outside with all the cloud cover.
Well, you wanted the dragon chamber? Here it is. And he doesn't seem to be here.
Gunn and Greshy
Rather-
stand tentatively near the entrance of the room.
Probably better for us overall. Well, do we look all around and raid the place, or are we going to wait here then?
I think just looking around would be reasonable. We can have 2 of us wait here while one checks the side doors.
You don't think we should all stick together for this?
Oh, I'm not saying leave the room. I'm saying 2 of us stand in the middle and the other person check and see if any of the side doors are open, where they go.
I don't think I want to stand in the middle. I'm pretty sure that's where the dragon comes down from.
Right, then
I was like, I'm not standing in the middle.
I would be happy to stand someplace not in the middle. There are other holes that are probably better for not getting hit by falling rocks.
As you say that, the ground shakes a little bit. The whole foundation of the building shakes a little bit. Bits of rubble trickle down from the ceiling. There's
or we could just stand right here.
a low
How's the
rolling
lighting in here?
rumble up above.
How's the lighting in here?
Like I said, it's brighter inside than it is outside right now. The light gems in the walls and ceiling give this place the feeling of like total daylight.
Right. Okay.
We're in Walmart.
Yeah,
Fluorescence
you're in
and
Walmart. It's very fluorescent.
In that case, would that seem like it was in line with a dragon just landed on the roof? Is that the level of shaking we're talking about?
It sounded like thunder, basically. And it must have hit pretty close to rattle the whole building.
Okay. Well, should we just form up then?
You have your speech prepared. Don't form up in a line. That's my first.
I do have to agree, we've best not form up in a
Or a
jumble.
just a
I
straight.
suppose I'm gonna fetch Phelan and pop him out.
So are you arguing that?
Yes.
Okay.
Greshy, stand over to the left a little more.
Let's wait on. Okay,
Just waiting
you
for Phelan to pop out.
pop Phelan
Maybe
out beside
so
you.
that we're not in a
How tall is this? Like
think
rubble?
about breath cone.
I know, I'm spreading, just...
Yeah, the rubble is all difficult terrain. The bigger piles of rubble can end up going to about 10 feet.
How long do we want to wait?
It didn't sound like it should be more than another minute or two. If there's thunder coming this way.
It's fair.
What's Asher doing?
Is trying to go to the other side of the room. I'm
Okay.
just being picky about where I want to stand. He's like walking over things, being like, "Oh, is this a?"
All right,
Yeah,
so
that's all
my
he's
spells,
doing.
what I got prepared.
Greshy has mounted up on Phelan and has moved to the left side of the room. Asher has moved over to the right side of the room to kind of meander around behind some rocks. Gunn is kind of standing in the center. And Rock is still put away, correct?
Rock is still put away. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think we'll leave him there. But I think I will go ahead and draw the shield and prayer beads, but leave my sword sheathed.
Okay. Yeah, as you make to draw your prayer beads, you notice a shadow pass over the massive hole in the center of the room. Or actually, it kind of it passes over the hole in the northwest of the room, and then over the center of the room, and then over the southeastern hole in the room. And very, very quickly, the shadow circles back around, and a massive blue dragon dives into the center of the chamber with a thunderous slam as it hits the ground. The whole building rumbles. More rocks, kind of rubble, stone tumble from the walls. Actually, is this? Hold on, it's supposed to be bigger, right?
I was thinking
yeah.
that looks like it's
Oh.
huge.
There we go.
That
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
more sense. I mean, even bigger might be, but that definitely makes more sense. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's gargantuan dragon. It's not a huge dragon.
I was gonna say that was only huge. Yeah.
I'm not sure why it was listed that way. Yeah,
It comes and everyone's like, oh, that's not so bad.
No, it's a gargantuan dragon. It slams onto the ground. Its wings extend a lot further than the token does, and it like curls them up, and immediately it spots you, Gunn, and
Standing there in the open.
yeah. How far away are all of you? Not far enough.
I'm sure we're
I
close enough
need
for
everybody
Lord
to
effects.
do a will save, please.
perfect.
Wow.
This is not a spell. This
will
is just
save.
its scary appearance.
Or
It's fancy dragon aura.
Oh, Greshy
Yep.
is scarier.
Greshy's got a natural 20 for a 49.
I'm going to use my hero points on Phelan's and reroll his.
Okay.
And it's worse. Why
45
is it
for
worse?
me.
It's a. But we take the
45
better. It's a
Asher.
33.
Oh no.
Oh, I see. I think the
30.
normal ancient blue dragons are listed as huge. That's weird. This one's definitely supposed to be bigger. Okay, and that's a 30 from Gunn.
Maybe
30.
dragons only get to be huge nowadays.
Maybe they changed something, or I mean, this dragon explicitly is listed as gargantuan.
Oh, sure. Perhaps this one's more
Yeah,
ancient
okay.
than ancient dragons usually get.
He's big.
that's probably 31. Because if it's a fear effect,
Yes, this is a fear effect, in fact.
double checking.
And DC is that. Okay. So Gunn fails, and still crit fails, actually. Even with a 31.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yep, that is a crit failure from Gunn.
Oh no, it is a. It's not a +1. It's instead a -1 to the amount of fear.
I see. Okay, so it's a crit failure regardless. For Gunn at 30. For Phelan, it was a 33. That is a regular fail. Asher got a 45. That is a success. And Greshy got a 49, which is a critical success. So Greshy is totally fine. Asher, you got a regular failure.
Does it have to be
Or
lightning?
regular success.
Uh-huh.
That's true, actually. So Asher, you are frightened 1. I can add it to you, or you can add it to yourself. Either frightened 1, you.
There it goes.
Who failed? Phelan failed, so he's frightened 2.
Just 2? All right.
Yep, just
Then
2.
he's set.
And Gunn, you are frightened 4.
So I'll reduce that to 3.
Yep.
Automatically works.
Okay.
And if you guys are attempting a conversation here, we're going to do a conversational initiative. We'll roll a separate battle initiative if it comes to that, but you can roll whichever. You can either just roll perception, or you can do diplomacy, intimidation, deception, depending on what your approach is. To the encounter. So we're
Well-
put on some battle music and add.
Would you be willing to start an encounter so we can roll?
I have to
Initiative.
begin. That's what I have to do. Hello.
There it is. All right, so this is gonna go well.
I'm trying to be diplomatic.
Yeah, 24 for Greshy.
A 36, not so bad.
I'm okay. I'm okay with dumping Greshy at the end
Oh,
here.
Greshy's intimidating.
Well, I mean, he was not taken aback by being feared, so that's
The
something.
dragon comes in, his expression doesn't change. In fact, the dragon becomes afraid.
Why did this?
Just Greshy's stone
well,
face.
I'm
It's
gonna.
Probably have a -3. Did you add a fear status to me?
I did not add the fear status to you. I can. Here, I'll go ahead and do it real quick.
Mine's probably going to be
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So sorry, Greshy got a 24.
You can right click on it to drop it down one.
Gunn, you got a, what was your roll? A 47 minus 4. That's still
7. -3.
oh, minus 3. Sorry.
Every time I
in any
get feared,
case-
I get feared 1 less.
Right. That still puts
Sorry.
you above the dragon. And then Asher, what was your roll? 36. That puts you tied with the dragon.
Well, hopefully I can.
Sorry, I'm rolling
Fall
and
a
then
little
removing
bit
your roll
to
and
get
then moving
the
you down.
dragon.
Cool. So, Gunn, you are first. Even though you seeing this creature land with such ferocity, it crackles with electricity, and you get an immediate flashback to your only death, the time you got a hole blasted through your chest. Shivers run down your spine, and though your divine grace steels you against fear, you can't help but feel a little bit shaky in its massive presence. I move this back to you. Okay. It is your turn. What do you want to do? So I'll give you can do up to like a minute's worth of like dialogue, or you can do actions, whatever. How do you want to approach this? It is currently,
Hail.
I would say, neutral to hostile towards you.
Well, we have a couple of things. We have skill actions. These are skill actions. Where is
Yeah, I would describe it as hostile. I have my list of.
I'm looking for skill actions for diplomacy. There should be I have the ability to quickly do make impression in one round instead of 1 minute, right? Which is
Yeah, glad hand.
then if you fail that, you get a second try. Yes, glad hand. I'm looking for
Yeah, glad hand I think
Yeah.
gives you an immediate impression.
that's features. Utility. I'm not seeing it under my quick actions or any of that stuff. So, all right.
I mean, it might just be the
Roll
feat.
sheet.
I don't think there's anything special about.
Yep. Well, there's a skill action for making impression. That's what I was looking to.
Oh, I see.
Roll.
Yeah.
Because I think I have bonuses specific to that action, and plus, Glide Hand has a negative on it when you do the fast one. And then
If you
you
look in
get a
if
second.
you're in your actions tab, it's in the exploration tab, not under the encounter list.
Oh, okay. That explains it. Actions.
Okay, Arcade, I'm going to need you to give me the total number of points you're giving people. I don't want to count. I already put 4 into Gunn, so that was 4,
Actions.
5, so 1 more to Gunn.
Make an impression. If I hit
10 for the 3
shift
players, thank you.
on this, can it make a
Arcade is generously donating his life savings of action points. And you too could donate action points if you were live, watching us live. You can
All right,
also
well,
see the episodes before I forget
here's
to
the-
upload them 3 weeks later.
Here's the gist of the conversation. Hail, Glorifex. We want to speak with you in private, which means we request that you remove your signet ring of Karzud so that he may not listen in.
Okay. Yeah, give me that diplomacy check then for the impression.
That should be under. This shouldn't take so long, but it is. There we go. Okay, we've got 41 there. Minus. Oh, frightened is already counted in that.
Yep.
Looks like Crichton's already counted, so it's a 41.
Mm-hmm.
And that is versus its will DC, which is that is unfortunately a failure. So its attitude does not change. You attempt to try to appeal to it in a reasonable manner, but as you're talking, it kind of it rears its head back. And you watch as like electricity starts to spark up in its mouth, and foolish human, you break into my abode and wish to deal with me. Tell me why I shouldn't destroy you in this instant. Asher.
We've already dealt with 2 of your compatriots.
Asher is going to. This is making Asher very nervous. But he's kind of going to try and assist Gunn's diplomacy here and say, we're here to make a deal. We want to make a deal with you.
All right. Sure. That would be an aid for Gunn's next diplomacy. We'll let you roll the diplomacy when he rolls next. Greshy.
Greshy's looking real awkward over there and is not entirely sure what to do. He's gonna pat Phelan on the head and try and calm him a bit. And I suppose he will... I guess I can metamagic guidance onto Gunn from a distance. So I will do that. Metamagic, it's verbal, so I'm basically just shouting at Gunn to not fuck this up too badly.
All right.
Talk better.
Right, well, so... Okay, I finally found and got Glad Hand to print what I wanted to print.
So I can cast that.
All right. You give Gunn guidance. All right. So Gunn.
Okay. So
Yeah. So we'll give you just another diplomacy check
Yes.
here for free. Then at the
Exactly.
start of your turn.
that's what I was thinking for. You
But-
will deal with us.
It is a -5 to the chat.
Well, no, that was the initial one. The initial one was at -5,
Okay, sure.
and then you can make another. You can make a second one without that penalty, using the normal make an impression.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Sure. That's fine. We'll just do it that way. Or, I mean, we'll just the turn already passed. We already did all the stuff. So yeah, we'll just roll a free diplomacy right now.
Yes, and I'm going to throw points at this second diplomacy check, since this is the one that counts.
Mhm.
And has fear reduced at all over that minute?
I'll say it went
Trying
down
to talk
one.
and stall for time a little bit.
But since this was supposed to happen in the prior turn, I'm gonna say it still counts
Well,
right now.
There's a you make the first check immediately, then you talk for 1 minute, and then you get a second one.
Right, your last turn was supposed to be your 1 minute talking. So what should have happened was you did your free check with a -5, and then after 1 minute of talking, you get the extra check. But since we're kind of splitting it across the turns accidentally, I'm just saying you got your first check. You get another free check right now. But this will be still at the minus that you would have had at the prior turn. So still -3.
Fair enough. I follow, but I'm going to throw my points on this.
Okay,
so it becomes
39 plus 9.
Looks like 9.
Which is a 48. The dragon...
Can the guidance apply to that?
Yes, the guidance can apply. Sure, fuck it, fine.
Up to you.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I don't know if it makes any difference. Just like 49.
Why isn't my cloak adding to that? Cloak should be adding to that.
Okay, so 49. In that case, versus its roll DC,
cloak should be adding 2, I think, to that.
Which cloak?
The let's see. It is the cloak of repute.
It should be
to diplomacy checks to make an impression. It should be automatic, but it's not.
If you don't have it equipped, it may not be given the effect the right way. It is an invested item.
I have it invested. Oh, you have to activate that.
Yeah, it would be an activated buff in the roll because it doesn't know if you're doing that specific type of check.
That's why it didn't show. I thought it would show up automatically, but
no. Nope. It would have to be something in there.
I tried to do the shift click, and it didn't give me a option.
It should have. But in any case, sorry, was that some additional buff then? And what type of buff was that?
Of 2.
Plus 2.
There it is. Now I see.
Status
I see
or
it's on the skill check. That is an item bonus.
Okay. All right, so that is a total of 51 then, correct? 39 plus a 9 plus 2 plus 1?
Yes.
Is 51. And
probably
that
just a success still.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that is not quite enough to get a critical success. But a success with...
Well...
What?
Did Asher's aid get to contribute to that?
Oh, Asher's aid. Correct. Asher, roll your...
I didn't know.
Diplomacy check to assist.
Yes, diplomacy check to assist.
Hope I'm not bad at assisting. Good luck. Oh, natural 20. Asher's so good at...
Natural 20 for a 40. On a check to aid, that gives... Oh, goodness.
I think it's just a plus 2, though.
I think it's just a plus 2.
Yeah.
I don't know if aiding at higher levels gives higher bonuses or not.
If you were a master, it would be a plus 3. So that gives you plus 2, right?
Darn.
That puts you at 43. Did I total that all correctly? So those are very close. This is 39 plus 1 from Greshy plus 2 from the item plus
42.
2. I have 44, is that correct? Did I just mess that up again?
Aye, so then 53 with the 9 points.
Oh, sorry. 39, yeah. 39 plus 9 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2.
Yeah.
2.
Okay. That, unfortunately, is still just shy.
You could hero point to try and... I don't know if you have a hero point left.
No, I do. I do have a hero point, but
you could. You would still be able to take the better of the 2.
Yeah.
Well.
Hero point, you have to choose to do it before I tell you whether or not it's going to be a success. And I've already heavily implied what is going to fall in.
Yep.
Fine.
You're pushing your luck. Okay, but this is a success. So
That's the point. We're heroes. We always push our luck.
you're pushing your luck into me suddenly having the dragon explode and kill you all in a fit of
terrible.
GM rage. I'm
Poor
joking.
dragon.
Well, that
Okay.
would be bad for the dragon as well as for.
True, it'd be bad for everybody. Okay, sorry. That is a success. The dragon is no longer hostile at the start of your turn. After hearing your plea, it calms down a bit and
came to
is
speak to you.
neutral. Or it is unfriendly, rather. It is no longer
came to speak
hostile.
to you so that we could deal with you differently than we dealt with Gamagan and the so-called hidden beast. Because unlike them, you have the ability to see reason and see when the cause you're fighting for is a lost one. We will work our way through Karzug's troops till nothing is left, and then we'll take him down.
And what makes you
please,
so sure you'd be able to
Remove your ring
defeat
before
me?
he
It growls.
How many? Are you asking how many dragons we've slain prior? None that didn't force us to.
Okay, give me.
Well,
seems like it's,
while it's
intimidation.
Likely true that you are the mightiest among Karzug's servants. Sure, I'll do intimidation. Ooh. Well, that one I'll go ahead and hero point.
Probably best to have saved it then.
Okay, that's a natural 2
Smart.
for 28.
Changing to a 40.
40 against its will DC. And that's basically a coerce. The dragon, if it could frown, would be frowning. And it kind of just fully sits upright and looks down its nose at you. It continuing to crackle with electricity. Your petty threats do not scare one who has lived as long as I. You think I have not slain equally as many so-called heroes? Karzug
that's
means a
most
new
likely true.
beginning for all of us. A new age of greed. And Asher, it is your turn.
What has Karzug promised you? How has he fulfilled his promise so far? Because he hasn't fulfilled it to the giants. It's only made them his slaves. How are you different?
We dragons are the most supreme beings imaginable. Once Karzug returns and ascends to godhood, I will be at his right hand. He does not do anything for me that I wouldn't do for myself.
Just contradicted yourself there. If you're supreme, but you're serving another.
What about the others? What about the Lamia? Do you think they haven't been promised the same thing? Why would they accept a lower status than you?
The Lami are inconsequential. They were made to serve us and our kind. What happens to them matters not.
Alright, Greshy, your turn.
Oh boy.
Greshy.
Oh dear. I mean, I don't know what to say to this thing. If he really thinks that Karzug's gonna do anything but turn on him and turn him into a statue or something gaudy and awful and enslaved, like he's done to everything else.
That's a good point.
He's no need for allies. He only needs people to serve him. And when they're done, he's murdered them. We've seen it ourselves.
You then do not understand the ways of ancient Thassalon. Karzug has always believed that the dragons were his supreme partners.
Is the dragon speaking common or Thessalonian?
Actually, good question.
Speaking common to you.
Someone speak, see if this guy
I was
can
going to
speak
say,
Thessalonian.
in responding in Thessalonia, I think Greshy would say, I think I understand well enough that when survival comes, he'll be happy to throw anyone else in front of the flames before he gets burned. And that includes you.
So you were saying that in Thessalonian?
Yes, I want to see if he can understand and respond.
So the insects know the old language. Scholars are we? He says with a wry smile. His dragon teeth revealing blood of his most recent prey.
And the new empire you speak of will likely look exactly as the old one did. You may have servants, but you will be enslaved yourself.
No, Karzug has learned. He has had 10,000 years to learn. The future he seeks is not one bound by the laws of Isala or anyone else.
Only by the right of power.
The dragon
So-
nods.
Is that not so?
And what greater power is there than greed?
Well, we've dealt with many servants of greed and removed them from the board. If you really wish to be next, and so be it, we've given you a chance to leave with your winnings. But if you want to die in Karzug's stead, I guess that's another intimidation.
Yeah, that would be another attempt to coerce. So, intimidation check, please. Oh, hold on, your frightened should be gone by now.
Okay.
It should have been down one last
Oh,
round.
and I'll
Asher's
throw
frightened should
more
also
points.
be. Chat, stop giving them points. That's +6.
Gonna need them.
Stop making this dragon our friend.
Doesn't need to be our friend, just not our enemy.
Friend.
Best
friends
there
only.
We go. There we
Holy
go.
Best
hell,
friends
they're gone.
only.
Ortiz
This is the best friends
plus
bank.
6 is
We're
now
rich in friendship.
It's a 53 again.
That is a 53 again. That is just a success
Ah.
on conversion. The dragon kind of it was like sitting up, but he'll actually lift his back legs so that he's like standing on all fours, and raise his wings.
Well, maybe I'll draw a sword then if he's making an aggressive posture.
It's not necessarily aggressive. He's just like standing. But sure, yeah, you can draw your sword.
Casually.
Yeah, you
Casual
draw your
sword
sword
draw?
as he stands up. He's
To
kind
leave
of
him with
sizing you up, and sorry, I have to think about what you just said. That is that. Okay. You are very sure of your strength. Perhaps it's true. Perhaps I would lose to you. And he glances at your two companions. But what assurances would I have that I would be able to escape with my own earnings? Asher.
Assurances is vague. Do you mean like, would we? Is he trying to imply that we would kill him, or that like we wouldn't do a good job?
That kind of both. That either that you wouldn't try to kill him, but also that you would actually be able to kill Karzug. You get the sense that if he was to betray Karzug, Karzug would certainly go kill him. If you didn't manage to kill Karzug.
I see.
Is he still wearing his ring? Did we happen to take
Yeah,
that off?
Yeah, he never
He
took it
refused
off.
to take it off.
Okay.
Well, we don't want to talk specifics unless you, Asher kind of points to the ring again. Take off that emblem. We know he can hear through those.
Diplomacy.
Diplomacy.
Throw your points? No?
Yeah, this is
mean-
gonna be a low check for me.
It's a tough one, isn't it?
All right, throwing your
Um,
points in.
How many points do I have?
It's 9
9?
points. Yep.
All right. This seems.
Hey,
Mine is a 40.
42.
Let me think for a second. I think I need
It
higher
is-
than that.
We're getting later.
Yeah, I'm gonna hero point that actually,
All right.
just for fun, just because we're near the end. Let's do our best. Not much better. All right, it's a 42.
Okay, so 33 plus the minus, yeah, so 42. You try to convince him to remove the ring, but he turns to you and bristles with lightning. If you're too afraid to speak your plans in his face, you will never defeat him.
Stupid logic.
I wasn't worried about speaking the plans to him. It was more trying to protect your back, since that seems to be what you're concerned about. If we tell him that we were going to let you escape and maybe find a way for you to excuse yourself as to where you might have been, perhaps we sent you on a wild goose chase, or you were somehow doing something else for him while we took care of business in case we failed. I don't know. I'm not good at making up lies and shite, but I'm sure that we could come up with some excuse if that's what you're worried about. Otherwise, nobody needs to know we were here. You just take your shit and go.
Guess diplomacy?
If you want. Greshy's just explaining how it is. But I suppose if we need to roll
you're
something.
explaining in a way that's trying to convince him to do something.
Yeah, but I really didn't want to have Greshy doing this. Damn blast.
Go, Greshy, I believe in you. You can do it.
Do I get any bonuses or anything?
You could throw some points at it.
I'm going to throw my points at it. That's actually a good option. Shite, I got nothing else, so here we go.
I'm giving you all my... Oh, no.
That was a 17.
That's a 26.
Sorry, Gunn.
No. That is a failure.
That's a critical failure. That's miserable.
Is it a critical failure? Oh, yeah, it's a critical failure. Yes.
Oh, I was going to say, no way.
No, I was thinking of the number
Based on the way those numbers were.
Yeah, I forgot to add the 10 to the DC. He bristles again with lightning and lifts and slams down one of his foreclaws, causing the whole building to shake again. Enough! I have heard enough! And with that, I think he's very clearly taking a more antagonistic stance. And so I believe we will stop there for the evening as we get ready to roll for initiative. Whew. So, join us next time as the party deals with the dragon. You got close. You got very close. But
And Asher and Greshy.
who's to say it's not lost? Didn't fuck it up. It's a hard thing to do.
I'm pretty sure Greshy just fucked it up right there. That's literally it.
Sure, but
Example.
Failure one after the other.
Let's let the uncharismatic dwarf try and talk a dragon into doing anything.
should've
I'm sure
just
it'll go
passed.
splendid.
you didn't have to say
it's
anything.
I'm not talking.
I probably should have just kept my traps shut, but oh well.
I give you the rope, you hang yourselves. All right. Well, in any case, thanks for joining us, everybody. Hope y'all had fun. It's Zappy Dragon time next week. Good night.